to starting a home business. And if you don't know me, I'm Jane Gardner, and I'll tell you what I'm all about in a minute. So let's get started on our presentation. So I'm here anyway, so you can see me. So we were talking the first time about the 5 steps to going to start a home business, and they are going to be going over some of those in a minute. But first we're going to talk about who I am. So let's go and show me who I am. So I'm Jane Gardner. I work with my husband in our structural engineering firm, and we live in Western Canada, and we've been working for 20 years in our home business and managing to survive. So I thought I'd come out onto the internet and help others start their home business. So today we're looking at the 5 steps of starting your home business. And obviously starting a home business has many moving parts, but anyone can do it if you stay organized. So many people dream of starting their own home business, but starting a business is a daunting task, so most don't pursue their dreams. So today you'll learn step by step how to start your own home business. But we're talking about a home business, of course, and we went over last time the developing an entrepreneurial mindset, and today that's what we'll be talking about. And we looked at your vision and your values and how to put those into your business. You need to find a business that uses your strengths and talents, and you need to identify your target market and find a profitable niche. Obviously, if you can't decide what business that is and it's not profitable, then it's probably not a business. And so you also need to select a business model that fits your needs. And then you design your viable product and service and run a legally established business. Let's go do all your government paperwork, get your branding in place, and set your pricing and formulate a marketing plan and set the date and plan it and get going. And then when you're starting, you use metrics to see how your business is progressing and set up systems to increase your efficiency and save time. So those are the 5 different elements on starting a home business. And today we're going to be talking about developing a mindset for success. Now, most of you probably think, well, that's not hardly an important thing, but it is. And if you don't have the mindset to recognize what challenges you're having in your business and being able to get over the challenges as well, then it's an important thing to have. So you have to really start with your mindset and make sure that you want to start a business, because many people dream of starting a home business, and maybe it's an idea you've had since college, or it's a chance to break free from the 9-to-5 grind, or a way of making extra money, or to leave a lasting legacy. Well, one of these could be true for you, or your reason might be completely different, but there are probably many reasons for starting a business. But there are numerous benefits, of course, for being an entrepreneur. You get to call the shots, you get to create your own environment and set your own deadlines, do your own webinars anytime you want. But there are also, of course, challenges as well. So today we're going to look at your mindset that you need to have or develop, because you can always develop it in your home business. So we are thinking about what you need. So you need to learn what it takes to be an entrepreneur and how ready you are to kickstart your business. You may think you're ready, but maybe you're just still dreaming about it, and so you have to be aware of some of the challenges that there are in terms of being in a home business. So you have to define some practical ways to have an entrepreneurial mindset, which we'll talk about in a minute, and so you don't just sabotage yourself and your success before you even start. So you have to combine your lifestyle vision and your values to create a business that's true to yourself and keep you motivated to achieve your dreams. So clarify the business idea, which uses your strengths and talents to the fullest, so you'll be able to position it to serve you in your business. So before you even get started, and you have to identify the reason, the big why, you are going to start your own home business. Now, it's not the economics, and it's not because you need the money. It's because you want to figure out why you're doing this. So I will just go over why I'm doing this. So I am basically, my husband is near retirement, so I'd like to start do some trainings to help others while obviously earning an income from it. So let's have a look at your big why. As you encounter challenges, your big why will keep you going. So without this, your motivation and focus will dissipate. So what exactly do you want in your business? Is it because you want to create jobs in the local community and put your kids through college, or lead a laptop lifestyle and have the freedom to work where you want and wherever you want and when you want? Or do you want to bring an invention that you had to market that will change people's life? So the big why of your goal is the most important driver and the primary reason why you will or will not create a successful business. Because when you're having the challenges and barriers that come with starting a home business, you have to think back to your big why in order to figure out what is going on. So let's go and have a look at what is your big why, and then we'll also look at some of the other things you have to think about. But for now, we're going to look at how do you stay motivated when you're starting your home business. Well, you have to remind yourself of your big why. And as I mentioned, it's not the money, it's the reason you're going into business and what the freedom is that you want in your business. So then you have to, of course, set goals to keep you on track and surround yourself with people who are motivate you and inspire you. Negativity can really decrease your productivity. And I'm going to put that into a meme because that's a good one. And do something that you're passionate about and really good at. So there's no point in starting a business pretending that it's all about fun and games, because it's not. People who think that will likely think it will give up at the first glitch. As well, it's not a get-rich scheme. It's a business, so it has its foundations that you have to work on, and you have to be able to do the various systems in your business in order for it to be productive. So it's not something you can just win $1 million in a day, because there's many hiccups and obstacles, but here are some of the key factors to motivate you. So these are, of course, reminding yourself of your big why and doing something you're passionate about. Because if you're not passionate about training, or not passionate about being on camera, or you're going to be always putting up barriers to what you want to do in your business. So if you feel that you aren't sure if you have an entrepreneurial mindset, it's basically some ideas and set of ideas that you maintain about your subject. So, and how you will react in certain situations. For example, if you're no good at language, so there's no point in trying to learn French. Well, with this attitude and state of mind, even if you were to try and learn French, how successful do you think you would be? The answer for most of us would be very unsuccessful. So we would have talked ourselves out of success before we even tried. And yet most people successfully learn a language. And why is that? So don't let your mindset interfere with your success. So if you believe you have nothing valuable to offer to anyone, then your negative mindset is going to prevent you from making a success of your business, because it will be impeding you, and it will be a circle of inactivity, going back all the time to your negative talk instead of working on what you're actually doing in your business. So when you're thinking about yourself, what attitudes and beliefs do you have that could interfere with your success? So there's lots of negative ones, and I have a mindset of the entrepreneur training on a previous part of this area of my website. And there are many negative things that you can do to yourself to stop you from being in business. So once you become aware of them, of course, you can certainly develop the entrepreneurial mindset, positive attitude. So we have to look at your beliefs and ask your questions about yourself and see that you can probably change your mindset if you do some training and do some positive training. And you just have to realize the importance of having the right mindset. So exactly what is the entrepreneur mindset? Well, here's some qualities of a successful entrepreneur. When you look at positive thinking, who do you know that's positive thinking who is also a very successful entrepreneur? Well, Elon Musk was certainly a dreamer, and you'd have to be positive to think that you could take your own passenger rocket out into space in order to, and a dreamer, to be able to think that this can happen in the next 20 years. And that's certainly something that you have to think about. Now, of course, if you don't think you have a positive attitude, well, you can certainly retrain yourself to have more positive thinking and reduce your negative thinking. So that's not something that should impede you if you want to be an entrepreneur. And also, an entrepreneur also has to learn from failure and move on. Well, look, we're with Elon Musk again. He certainly has had a few failures with his rocket into outer space, but he still keeps going and believes in his mission to get people out into space as passengers. And they don't, most entrepreneurs aren't successful on the first try. So, but they tried and they try again, and they're resilient and they respond to failure by learning from it and just changing a bit of their direction or changing something so that they can go on to a path that will maybe get them to the success. So they are certainly persistent. And if you had rockets exploding in space, I think without the money, Elon Musk would have stopped many times before this. And you also have to know, of course, at the same time when to give up. So you have to be able to analyze your successes and your failures as well. You have to be able to move on from your something that's not working in order to change your direction. And you also have to be willing to not be just the only person in your business. You need to be able to delegate to others because you can't do everything. You have to be able to have a team of people, or at least outsource some of your work so that you can do the important stuff in your business. And you have to be able to learn at all times new things. The world is changing so fast that 3 years ago the internet was way different from what it is now, and it's hopefully improving. And you have to be able to adapt to any situation. And at the same time, you do have to take risks in your business because you're starting a new business that you're not sure if it's going to be successful. So you have to be able to leap, but you don't take it without any reason. It's calculated risks. And you have to follow through once you've started something just to see where it's going to go and remain flexible when it does have failures. And you need to set goals, deadlines and things so that you actually get your work done. And you have to be able to work with others and get learning from others. So you need to surround yourself with positive influencers and like-minded individuals in your area as well as on the internet. You cannot talk to trolls or anyone with negative mindset who doesn't feel you're being successful. You just have to sort of go away from them in terms of your business, because it's very important for you to have a positive mindset, and without that then you're not going to be as successful. So did you feel some of these might apply to you? Can you see areas where you could change or improve? I certainly can see areas I could improve. And then you have to think about how you could improve. And to be honest, any of those, even positive thinking, you can turn yourself around in terms of your mindset and be willing to take risks and set goals and, remain flexible. So don't feel that just because you don't have all of these that you're not going to be someone who can be an entrepreneur. You can learn how to be an entrepreneur because you can train your brain. Absolutely. You know how you can train your brain to change. So let's go on and have a look at, do you have the entrepreneurial mindset? And I think we need to see if you can do that. So sorry, I just went past the regular one I was supposed to do. So some of the things you can do also to improve your mindset, and don't feel just because you don't have all those traits you can't be an entrepreneur. Of course you can. You should connect with other entrepreneurs and attend events and go and look at some of the things that happen in your life and revisit it and just see where you went wrong and change so that you can change that and not do it again. So getting out and acting like an entrepreneur will give you the challenges and learning opportunities that will transfer your mindset. So if you go to some events or marketing and you can go and meet other entrepreneurs and find out how they succeeded, ask questions, attend a conference or networking event to learn from like-minded people, revisit a dilemma that you've been thinking about and weigh up the risk factors and where you went wrong. And you can try and delegate some of your minor tasks in your business to someone else so you can focus on more important things. So what are some of the new skills you can learn and where can you learn them? And is there a particular risk or challenge your intuition is telling you to take? You should think about that and figure out 3 ways that you can have actions in your life that will help you to develop your entrepreneurial mindset. And certainly one of them is to reduce the negative talk that you have in your mind. And the second one would be to go out and learn from other entrepreneurs by reading books by entrepreneurs or by contacting entrepreneurs or following entrepreneurs and getting questions answered. So basically, I know you probably think this isn't an important module, but it is. And you need to think about what are some of the actions you can take to develop your entrepreneurial mindset. I know over the last 3 years, a lot of my negative thinking has changed because I trained myself not to think as much about that negatively and other things. I am, of course, cognizant of and aware of the opportunities for challenges and risk-taking in the internet, but I still keep going, and I'm just more careful with people, and because of course it's a big world out there and you don't know everybody, so it's best to just develop your own positivity and probably unfollow or not to follow anyone who's negative, because they will affect your mindset as well, even subconsciously. So you need to be able to be positive. So this is the first thing we are going to talk about today, because that was really quite important. If you don't have the mindset of the entrepreneur, you have to develop it. You have to educate yourself to be an entrepreneur. I know some people think, well, I'm not an entrepreneur, but anyone can be if they're willing to sacrifice some time and change some of their ways and develop habits of the entrepreneur. So we have looked over developing your entrepreneurial mindset, and so for those of you who have the course, you can go in the workbook and do some of the discussion there on how to get yourself an entrepreneurial mindset by looking at yourself and seeing which of the positive traits of an entrepreneur you need to develop more. And next time we'll be looking at your lifestyle vision and your values in your business. So this is Jane Gardner, and I am going to show you where you can opt in for the free book play without getting everything all over my desk. And here it is. If you want to learn more about how you can turn your business idea into a real viable business today, just go to the link below to find out how at http://bohbtips.com/step-by-step. This ebook will go over some of the elements you have to think about when starting your home business. And to be honest, anyone who's in home business right now who maybe should have a look at it as well and just see if you've forgotten anything. One of the things people don't think about, of course, is the foundational information you need to do and be legal in terms of a home business, which we'll be going over. And the other more important one is how you're going to get the revenue you need to have a home business, especially if you're working part-time and you want to get out of your job. So feel free to go over and get the free book, what to learn more about how you can turn your business idea into a real viable business today. So this is Jane Gardner, and next time we'll be talking about lifestyle vision and your values in your business. And this will be a great way to think about your big why. Thank you.